my guiding star, my kind of wonderful. That's what you are. The champ is here!
Hello? Hello?
Seriously, do you guys need fucking babysitters? Get in the
Hello?
goddamn flame tower.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Look at these hecking cuties.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Oh, hey, it's Davy Gruber. Yippee-ki-yay, mother trucker!
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Look at these hecking cuties.
Hello? Hello. Hello.
What's up? What's up?
Hello.
Of course, this guy. Oh,
Hello?
my gosh. Hey. It's like a sea donkey. How you doing? All right. We good. We're good.
Hello.
Probably forgot something. We'll figure it out though. Hi. How we doing? Happy Sunday. Usually not a stream day for us. How was your Sunday? Did you get all your stuff done? Did you slack? Did you finish everything? What up, Danner? So, hey Mushy. The primary reason for a stream is I did get the 5080 installed. It cleaned out like, yo, Kaza. I took a bottle of isopropyl alcohol, got every nook and cranny, got every ounce of dust out of this thing, replaced the GPU, and we're trying the new. I got ATEM set up. We're not actually co-streaming yet, but I got. Oh my God, Davey! Davey,
Triple taco.
buddy.
Yo, Taco. Hope you and yours are all doing well.
We're doing
4
amazing.
years near Christmas. Seems crazy it's been so long.
It does seem crazy. It's been so long. How you doing, man?
You had best unfuck yourself.
How's Luca? How's the fam? We're doing great over here. Everybody here is
Do
absolutely.
you wear
Hello?
wigs?
I do.
Have you
sometimes.
worn
I,
wigs?
I in the
Will
past.
you wear wigs?
Yes, I
When
will.
will you wear wigs?
Soon. Nacho actually has a thing she's planning out. God, man, somebody connected thoughts. Let me finish one thought and I'll get to the next one. Right. So I got the 5080 installed the last time. So we were running the stream PC was a 3090, and we tried running enhanced broadcasting
Hello?
previously, and we got Dark Techie, and we got backed up. Our frame generation was not great. So tonight's a little bit of a tech stream, because obviously you can't do this in a test mode. Like there's no way to do it right now. Right now we're not getting any rendering lag. We're a solid 60 all across the board. We should be running. Oh my God! Thank you for the pickle. We should be running the 2K.
Hello?
We should be running 2K, correct? Should be running 2K beta.
Hello?
Let me just double check to see if that's actually working now.
Hey chat, time to get strapped on. The function is open.
So it says 1446K source get you in 2K. Let me go check the debug.
Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum.
Brother.
Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum.
You mad?
Yum 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 yum.
Thank you for all the bits, Kaiser. I don't know if you saw
Yum
Kaiser,
yum
but
yum yum yum.
I've set up your
Yum yum yum
your
yum.
package.
Hey Taco. Genesis 9628 would like a random trivia question.
All right, just give me 30 seconds. I gotta say hi and I gotta do a couple things. I'm gonna pick a
Yum, yum,
trivia
yum, yum,
question
yum.
out of the box. gonna put it on the keyboard so I don't forget.
Look at these
Davey!
heckin' cuties.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Does this work? So this is showing you the health of the stream. So here you can actually see that I'm doing the encoding of the 4 renditions that you guys are getting access to. Well, actually 5. There's 2 renditions down here. So the new GPU is doing, my GPU is doing all the rendering of all the additions. Usually the way that most Twitch streams work is you send one version to Twitch and it does all the duplication on its side. To get the enhanced broadcasting, the tag that I just got, and the better quality, you have to do the encoding on your side. You have a Samsung washer and dryer, Dave. Did you go check it? I touched your package. Yes. Oh my God, Kaiser. Tony, hi. Rhodium. Holy shit.
Triple taco.
A triple taco.
How many
Rhodium.
babies are we at T4CO?
Hello.
Rhodium. Hello, sir. How you doing? 49 months. That is crazy long. All right. So if anybody's new to around here, wasn't here yesterday for all of the shenanigans, we have started to give away for the Steam Deck. Note I said Steam
Look at
Deck.
these heckin' cuties.
Hey, Tony, how you doing? So if anybody has money in your bank account, Brody,
Ooh, that's cool.
make sure to get into the Steam Deck giveaway, okay? Trade your little tickets there. Hi, C Pine, how you doing? Invalid, what's up, Holmes? I'm glad I'm seeing some of these names. I just wanted to make sure everybody gets in. Yes, and Kaiser, you should have seen an email from me. I've got your package. It's being set up to be sent tomorrow. I did want to call out something, Kaiser.
Hey, Taco.
Yeah.
Odium78 is here.
I saw that. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Those are some cool ornaments. Sure are. I'm gonna let somebody else win it this year, says Geeky. Geeky, how have you enjoyed yours? You wore yours, was that 2 years ago or was it last year you won yours? 90 stream streak. Oh, hello. I didn't hear that. Why didn't I hear that? Why are you over there? Did you guys hear that?
How'd everyone sleep? I'll go first, with your mother and erotically.
What was that? You also did not hear
Look at
that.
these heckin' cuties.
Voice meter?
Test.
Yeah, that's the bot. Voice meter.
Maybe add GNAW only to Steam Deck?
Hello.
Sorry, what was that? No, well, yeah, I gotta do that. You're right. Let me. Sorry, I'm juggling 2 things right now. Yo, look at Rick. Hi, welcome. How you doing? Thank you for 22 fucking months, man. So the voice meter window. Let me see if can I control it. How do you control it delete without a delete button? Task manager. Let's kill voice meter. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right, now let me hit this button here. Still don't hear it. Okay.
Yeah!
Davey, thanks for hooking up back to seas. Hold on a second. Trying to figure this out.
You've got mail.
All right, so it seems like everything on that channel is not running. What about game audio?
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's just an audio file plays on. So it's gotta be cable C. Set as a default sound device, 16-bit test. Okay, the channel seems to be working. Okay, so again, OBS mapped audio. Settings. Output. Audio. Cable C. It's right there.
Hello?
Is this muted?
You know what it is! It's Taco Tuesday!
Yo, what up, Dillo?
We're going streaky! Yes!
All right. Problem solved. All right.
We're sorry. All
what?
of our representatives are still assisting other customers.
Still
Please
helping
remain
other
on the
customers?
line as we value your call.
Hold on a second.
Hello?
All right. No, we got it. We got it.
Look at these hacking cuties.
All right. Now we can. Is this working? It is working. All the buttons are working. Okay. Everything's back to normal. Enter Stream Deck Max would get you where you want it to be. All right. So where was I? I was talking about. I installed the new graphics card. Got the computer back up and online. Everything seemed to be working up until that point, which is good. So looks like the broadcast streams are perfectly fine and healthy. We're just going to be watching to see if we have any dropped frames, which I still don't have any, which is good. God, Hessian, we got the new GPU in, so it's so see if we can run the advanced encoding.
Look at these hacking cuties.
All right. With that being said, it could be a little bit of a shorter stream. I don't think. Was there a little choppiness in the? All right, I see you, buddy. I see you. I don't know if there was any choppiness in the stream, but if you do see anything weird, do point it out so I can fix it. New GPU, yeah. All right. Short of that, we have a trivia question here. We got to say hi to everybody. So let's see if this is all working. Again, none of this should have changed.
Hello, Taco.
Hello, Jerry.
All right. According to a university microbiology study, 20% of office coffee cups are infected with this. A, saliva from multiple users. B, foot and mouth disease. C, fecal matter. Or D, oral herpes. Guys, you have 30 seconds. Looks great on mobile. Thank you.
Hello?
Conan, what's up, man? If you're not Twitch partner, your video might not get encoded to send out the resolutions. And when they usually get nothing. Yeah, Reign Supreme. That's always been a thing. Is they said that partners get priority to the hardware, but what I'm doing now doesn't matter if you're a partner or not, right? If you do the encoding, when you make Twitch pay for the encoding, that's when they get sketchy. All right, correct answer here is C. All right. So yeah, like I said,
Business Memo says he'd quote, "Love to pick your brain for some goals I can set for this AI LLM game I'm about to try."
Okay, cool. Thanks, Dan. All right, some goals. I didn't know if you meant that you wanted to do that when we landed at your stream. But Memo, give me a little bit more detail around what you guys are doing. Poop everywhere. I mean, that's kind of the thing, right? All right, Heshin, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the support. All right, let me scroll up, see if I did miss anything else. I like your bleed purple emote. Where'd you get that? It's gonna be this one. Also, Davey, what's new? Anything new going on in your world? Thank you for hooking up Octaseas. You have a Samsung washer and dryer. What was that Discord? Is that not meant for us? Day 3 of day 4 weekend. Absolutely loved 4-day weekends. Yeah, you know what? When I had to do over the summer, they were like, all right, tell me what your summer schedule is. And I didn't have a vacation. Oh, my God.
Oh, 3s. That can't be right.
It can't
I have
be right.
encountered the numeral 3 an inordinate number of times over the last 2 hours.
I'm at 53?
Taco,
you frame
there
skip?
is an issue. Free. How's this look?
You want to see? You want to see here? You want to see this? Frames missed due to rendering lag and skip frames due to encoding lag happens every stream. The deal is the percentage of them. I'm at 0.1 and 0.2, which is completely normal. Saw the oncologist, still cancer-free. Perfect. After Christmas, the visits go down to 1 every 6 months. That's amazing. That's amazing. Heshin, thank you for all the help and assistance, man. Appreciate you. So like I said, everything on here technically right now seems normal. So we'll get into game. We'll play for a little while, see if anything does go haywire. It's kind of hard to test. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to test the new gear. I mean, the old gear worked fine too, but and then once we get this running correctly, the idea is that we can start co-streaming to YouTube. And then I actually installed the stuff to go to TikTok at the same time. Whether I'd end up doing all 3 of them, I don't know. Just trying to figure it out. All right, Memo. I'll test your new gear. Wait, yeah, that's what we're talking about. All right, well, what did you do? Get the A to solve a math problem, etc. Okay. Oh, you had an issue, Kiki? Game is controlled by an element behind the scenes. You just directly chat to it. There's a plot and main quest line, so it's obviously a goal. Beat the game. But what about get the AI to rap or go figure out which LLM you're using? Goals like that. Huh. Okay.
Look at these hacking cuties.
All right. I'm going to noodle on this a little bit, okay? You were getting a lot of video and audio skips, but turning off low latency. Well, low latency should still work. 440 now chunks out a 9 megabit of the viewer's bit. Oh yeah, so it's hard. It's a lot of consumption. Geeky, are you on a mobile device? Love you too, pal. You're running low latency? Yeah, but Geeky might be on a mobile device or he might be on a low internet device. Poke the fence. I did let Satisfactory run for a while today, so we should have everything we need to push the next tech tier. Home PC. All right, and in which browser I assume it's like a Google Chrome or a Chromium or a WebKit browser. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if it's an issue with the rendition, Firefox. I'm trying to figure out if it's an issue with the rendition or if it's an issue on Geeky's side. It says like here. It says everything's looking good. Yeah, we're running 9K. I think I could push that up too. Let me see if I can push it up. Because I think I turned that down. Oh, you actually don't get to set that, do you? Oh, shit! Welcome to the party, pal! Do you hear an echo? Echo, echo, echo. What's up, man, my friend? How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everybody, if you're here and you don't follow Echo, I don't know how, but make sure to go follow that beautiful human right there. Echo and Raiders, welcome in. If you don't know who I am, my name is Mr. Taco. This is a charity stream. We stream for the sick kids here at Boston Children's Hospital. Normal chaos, but we do have a special giveaway that's happening on December 13th. We are giving away a Steam Deck.
Ooh, that's cool.
So Echo just gave you all a ticket to the giveaway. Okay. So if you're at all interested in a ticket to the giveaway, all you really need to do is type ! Enter Steam Deck and the word Max, and that will take all the money in your bank account, their Taco bank account, not your real bank account, and put it in for that giveaway. Okay. So just want to make sure everybody heard that before they decide to bounce. Get your free ticket. Don't need to be here to win on the 13th. If you win on the 13th, I'll send you a message on Discord or on Twitch. It's always chaos in here, a little bit. So I installed a new GPU today, and so I just wanted to run a quick stream just to kind of test it out, make sure it's all working correctly. Everything seems fine. We're gonna play a little Satisfactory because we cut the Satisfactory stream short yesterday because we just needed to let the factory run for a little while. Eat a peach. Oh, well-bred peach already. I like it. Combo breaker. If it is my real bank account. Well, let me say this. If you are at all interested in helping sick kids, okay, we actually have a holiday special going on right now where Dark Techie,
Taco. Yep. Variable Label is placing a hefty bet.
Make a Steam Deck one word. Is it burglar? It might be burglar. So a community member helped me make these. These are Extra Life ornaments. So this is the charity we fundraise for. It's called Extra Life. This is their logo. These are the 2025 ornaments. If you donate $50 or more, not only will you get a bunch of money in your bank account towards this giveaway, but you'll also get a really cool ornament. I'll ship this to you. And if you can support a little bit more, if you donate $100, we have a gold ornament for you as well. So like I said, that's a direct donation. That's a direct donation to help sick kids. Extra Life supports sick kids in their pursuits of trying to get better and getting out of the hospital. Helps families in times of crisis. So just like Mr. Rad did, and that should all be working correctly. Let me see if I can get a couple confirmations here. Yep, Mr. Rad just got 7 more tickets. And so between now and December 13th, if you ever come by and check out a stream, you get another giveaway ticket. If you do things like answer trivia questions, or sometimes we play marbles on stream or whatever have you, answer a question. If Echo didn't tell you, this is an 18+ stream. We talk about weird stuff here.
Stay a while and listen.
Thank you very much for those follows. If you work at a job, you work at this job, watch your back. Which occupation has seen the most number of people murdered on the job rise every year since 2014? Is it A, food delivery drivers, B, postal workers, C, sneaker store employees, or D, fast food workers? You got 30 seconds.
Stay a while and listen.
We have a payday. Jesus. Echo, I love you. Go get out of here. Go do things. I'll catch you later, pal. Nightblades, hi. Correct answer is D, fast food drivers. Slim Monkey, nice. El Turtle Hermit, lackluster, meh, and Payday. All right, you're gonna see some factory updates. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. We're playing Satisfactory on hard mode.
Stay a while and listen.
Appreciate the follows. We like to say hello to new followers and ask them questions to get them to know them better. If you would like a question, just wave your hand and say, "I'm new here. What's going on?" And we have some nice getting to know you questions. Did we get the AD combo? Oh, did I hit the wrong button? The correct answer was D. So I'm just going to hit D again. No, No, I hit the right
here's
button.
what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to establish a sheep farm.
Oh,
right? 'Cause
fast
at the end
food
of the day,
workers.
you can take sheep and fuck them.
I said fast. Did I read it wrong? I may have read it wrong. I'm sorry if I did. Here. So fast food workers, D was the right one. Did I read it wrong? Fast food drivers. Well, okay. Fast. What is a fast food driver? But understood. How about this? I'll make it all up to you. I'll give you all points.
Suck
If
it,
you-
Ed.
Ed.
You hear that?
Suck it. All right. I don't know. I think I zoomed in too much.
Hello.
Damn it. We ready here? Ed. Ed, you know where the door is. You know where the door is. It's right here. Come in here. Okay? The spot's under the desk. Right here for you, pal. Right here. I got you. Everybody won. Hey, Shade Woven. How you doing? Afro. What's up, Holmes? All right. Thank you guys for coming over with the raid. I appreciate you.
Suck it, Ed.
Oh, my God.
You hear that?
Suck it. I think I'm lining up the back of my head with her chair. The only people who didn't win are the lurkers. Dark Techie's got it. Dark Techie's got it for sure. Someday, Taco. Someday. I want to be active in you. All right. Yeah. So anyways, everything is great over here. We're just going to watch the quality of the stream tonight. Make sure everything works
Hey,
right.
Taco.
Yes.
Shade Woven redeemed a question for chat.
Real Zorotho coming in says nobody cares about my dumb things. All right, everybody here in chat, Shade Woven wants to get to know you a little bit better. Shade Woven has a specific question, which is this one here. Oh my God. It's a spicy question, okay? But you don't have to answer it, but you can if you decide to. It's do whatever you want here. Just have fun. Would you ever record yourself masturbating and send it to your partner? I would say if that's what they wanted, right? If that's for some reason they were into it, they needed it or wanted it, yeah, I would for sure. If he asked me to, yeah. If she's into it, sure. What is this?
Not adjacent to street. Well, all right. So we already fucked up.
We already fucked up. I think that was like 2 minutes into the game. Mucha says I never had before, but sure. I have a TB of jerk fits and guy clown. Oosh. Oosh always comes in. That was a fun stream. I mean, I would love to get back into that. Oh, Natalie, what's up? How you doing? Everybody say hi to Natalie. Natalie, hi. It was a fun stream. Yeah, that was Frosthaven? What the fuck's the game? It wasn't Frosthaven. It was Frostpunk. Really cool. They have the new version, but it seems like the new version came and then instantly died.
Hello.
Everybody say hi to Natalie. All right, so yeah, watching stream quality tonight. We're gonna get in and play a little Satisfactory. Might be a little bit shorter stream than usual. But I just like how it can do very X, then Y, then Z every time. Oh, it's like the same moves. All right, I'll be over here. My tattoo artist is supposed to come hang out later. Oh, cool. What are you guys doing? Gonna talk about a spicy question one day. Break the Matrix. For business memo, maybe there's something where maybe the challenge business memo. You still here? Oh my! What are you doing with the pickle? How's your face cheeks? They're okay. I haven't trimmed the beard in a couple days. I'm feeling really shaggy. Still here. Okay. Business memo. You said that you're playing an AI game on stream tonight and you're looking for some ideas. I wonder if there's a way, and it's a kernel of an idea. It's not a full idea. Is how can you prove that it's not a human? Like, make the AI pass the Turing test. I wonder if there's a way for you to set it up by saying, whatever you do, do not admit that you're an AI. You know what I mean? Is the audio and video desynced or is it just me? That is something I'm looking at as well. Anybody else seeing a little bit? I'm going to do a clap here. Okay. It was earlier, not now. Looks fine. Natalie, sometimes math is hard, Natalie. Looks fine. Seems fine. All right, refresh your El Turtle Hermit. Why don't you refresh your browser and see if that fixes it? It's spot on. If it's off by a quarter of a second. Synced. AI is controlling and acting in character with a 3D model and voice expression, doing the whole shebang. Okay.
No offense, but you are a stupid asshole.
Yes, we all know that's true. We don't have to keep dwelling on it. Reload fixed? Okay. Yeah, I did have to hard boot the voice meter.
Sorry, sir. Doing my best.
I think you're doing great. Audio is slightly ahead of video, but it's so close it doesn't matter like the previous times. Not like the previous times, gotcha. Yeah, I mean...
My disappointment...
Is it? You're disappointed that it's not broken?
And my day is ruined.
Your day is ruined. I'm sorry, your day is ruined. All right. So I'm shipping out the first batch of ornaments tomorrow, which is super dope. Maybe you already got it. 1.017. What are you talking about?
I have a permit. This just says I can do what I want.
Here. But where is here, and whose mass is it?
Whose mass? This is...
Shut up, fool!
It's fair. It's fair. All right. Let's see. This works.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm in a pickle.
You're in a pickle?
I have no idea where I'm going.
You have no idea where you're going?
Watch out, flying cows.
Whatever happened to the kid, I thought you were going to get the little one to put my name on it. We could sticker my Kindle.
Because you're my sauce daddy.
I can check.
I would say you're hot and juicy.
Let me add that back to the list. That's a good shout. Let me do this. I have it without their name in it. Happy to send that as is. No, well, I mean, she could draw. The one who does most of the art is Kiddo 2. Not this song. We might end up changing the playlist. I just threw this on because we don't usually do a Sunday night stream. All right, we need more cable. Wow, how much? Wait, do you hear any game audio? I do. I think I do. Super, super low. I've been struggling with the audio here. It seems like sometimes it's super low, sometimes it's super high. Nope.
Hello.
I wanted to keep that change. Yo, Duca, what's up? Ding dong. Try that. Should be nice and smooth. I'm looking at the audio video quality of the stream. Seems pretty good. Alright. No variable. What do you mean? We don't even know what the fuck is this.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Is that a Young Taka? No, that's Krishafa. Is one of our oldest mods. He was starting streaming. Well, he was streaming for a while, and he needed a new computer. His computer was a potato and he couldn't play, so we ended up running. He ended up running a I don't want to say GoFundMe. It was just like a donation target. And I said, hey, if you guys fundraise him a computer, through the community and stuff like that, I'll fly out to his house and I'll hit him in the face with a birthday cake. And so that's what I did. It was a fun weekend. We Why not? We got barbecues in Kentucky, Missouri, which is right on the Kentucky line. Kansas, sorry, not Kentucky. All right, we should just go get cable, set up a bit.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
The clip before the pie. What was the clip before the pie? Cream pie? Maine? Rhode Island? What are we talking about? Alright, cable. Faux Rune Sun. I think it's just also Canadian. Exclamation mark Canadian, I think, gets you there.
Yeah, shifty everything.
Ooh, hey, Rune Sun, didn't see you there. Hope you're doing swell. I'm just enjoying my morning double from Timmy's with the bear
Pompey, what's up,
listening
man?
to Alanis
Nice to meet you.
Morissette. You know that lady sure can sing. Typical
This is Young
weekend here,
Taco.
you know. Just wanted to take a moment to say happy birthday. You're such a nice Canuck. Oh, sorry. Well, that reminds me. Me and the boys got into a bit of a kerfluffle last night with some snowbirds from Toronto. I need to go blow off some steam curling with the 2-4 of Molson. Need to get going, so sorry to cut it short. Just wanted to make sure you had a great birthday. And hey, are we still on for that Ryan Reynolds marathon next weekend? Oh, he's such a beaut. All right, we'll see ya.
Is that Young Taco? I mean, I guess even yesterday's stream was Young Taco. Younger Taco. He's such a beaut. He is such a beaut, for sure. All right, so let's see if we have enough to ship. If we have enough to ship the next tier. All right, so we need, how many of these? 100. We got that easy. Hey, Dave T, what's up, man? How you doing? This we need 1, 2, 3,
Do I have
4.
one? Did you see one?
I guess we're like maybe
Is it in there?
100 off. Oh my god.
Let me know if you see it. I didn't see it though.
Yeah, that one time I had a booger in my nose. These we need 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're short here. All right, can we just nuke it like this? Rotors and plates.
Hello? People are not wearing enough hats.
Is that real? That's real. What's
Taco,
up,
that
Viking?
angry Viking wants you to put another hat on. You should have 2 hats on now.
I do. Night Blades. Congrats, man.
Because he's hacking cuties.
All right, let's also zap the middle here. All right, we are out of frames. We're out of everything for this guy. Steel beams and frames. Okay. All right, we're just gonna go collect all the resources and stuff in the holes. Bat in the cave. We usually go with Car in the garage.
Oh, dude, this is an MMA fight, dude. You too much. Twist that dick. Twist his dick. Twist his dick. Oh my god.
The old dick twist. Gets him every time. It goes amazing. How was your weekend? Nevi, thank you for the sticker. I appreciate it. We're a little short here. How are we doing on this? Alright, we chewed through all the iron. I think we have some more steel in here. Been using the hot sauce on everything? Bro is not rationing. That's all I can say. All right, that should be enough. This weekend, Mock steamed the carpet. He's finally done. Oh, that must smell great. Is that a little bit of Gizmo's doing? All right. I don't think we need this much, though. It's a 1-for-1. We only need 100, 200, 300, 400. So 5, 6. So we need 400 more. So if I put 400 of these, all right, a little extra, and then 400 of these. All right, then we should be good. All right, last one. This guy. Okay, this is a 2-to-1, right? So how many of these do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So we only need like another 100 of these. And it's what? Steel beam? Okay. That should make you solvent there. This one already got it, so don't have to worry. All right. You can crouch jump the whole time you're doing the slide jump. Yeah, what I'm doing here is every time I slide jump, my speed gets faster. I don't know if you see it on your end. So this is me accelerating. So that's why I'm doing that. Zdeno, thank you very much for the note, though. I appreciate you. You can also do it on the belt too and get an extra boost. So that's why I'm slide jumping. If I need to get under something, I will just slide under. Oh my god. JP!
Welcome to the party, pal!
What's up, Holmes? How you been? The sexy brother for the sexy brother. DC, what's up? Hey, everybody here. This is the Wizard of Satisfactory. If you have never met the Wizard of Satisfactory, this is a perfect time to go hit the follow button. If you at all enjoy Satisfactory, watch this man play this game. He plays a different game than the rest of us. Horsey, what's up, man? Everybody coming with JP Popcac. If you don't know, my name is Mr. Taka. This is a charity stream. That's all I do here on Twitch. I stream for sick kids over at Boston Children's Hospital. Every bit, every sub, every donation goes to filling this meter down here. We do have a giveaway happening on December 13th. We are giving away a Steam Deck. Okay. If you're at all interested, you don't need to be here to win, but just coming by with JP, you got a giveaway ticket. If you said hi in chat, I put $1,000 in your bank account. That's a free giveaway ticket. All you have to do is type ! Enter the word Steam Deck and the number 1. You might have more tickets in your bank account. Feel free to use
Taco,
it.
you can remove all your extra hats.
Love you, buddy. Get out of here. Enjoy your night. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you. What up, CSS? How you been? I just mentioned that if you press and hold the crouch button before you land, you can hold it the whole time. Just some quality of life. What do you mean? Like if I'm speeding and I hold the Z button, I can stay at that speed? Every time I hold down the Z button, I slow down. I'm not actually here, says Mrs. Rads. I'm hiding in the corner. Why are you hiding in the corner? Don't hide in the corner. All right. Let's go put these away. Let's not jump into the pole. There you go, Dave T. You got it. Terrio, what's up? Wrong button. All right. So we just got to give it another 15-20 minutes.
Look at these hecking cuties.
All right, you're saying I do that slide jump while in the air. I just hold the slide button down. I'm holding the slide button down. Still have to time it right. What you're saying is I don't have to mouse it while I'm in the air. I just hold it and just time it right. That's what you're saying, right? All right, cool. Thank you for that. That is something I never did do. But I still have to time the jump right.
It began innocently enough. Afro had found a rock-hard, very sticky, extremely firm, suspiciously luxurious taco sock.
Oh, a taco
It whispered promises of freedom.
Oh, does it?
And perhaps a little fun. Yet it only came with depression and stick hands.
All right, guys, it's a sticker party. That means there's a button on the stream right over here somewhere, a little bit higher up than my hand. Right now, you can hit the button and get all the free stickers you want. Have fun. Go crazy. Guys, thank you for all the stickers. I appreciate you. Also, thank you for kicking off the sticker party, Afro, with that TTS sticker. All right. Let's do this. Let's set up Dixper, and let's do ourselves a little poll. Okay, I'm going to go get 3 hard drives. 5 hard drives. The question is what happens first? Do I get 5 hard drives and get home? Or do I die? Now, I want to let you know, I do not intend on fighting anybody or anything. Use Dixper with a game.
Hello.
Let's try to find satisfactory. You gotta count the stickers during a sticker party? That would be cool. I'd like to see that. You're gonna be dead? You think I'm gonna be dead? I gotta get 5 hard drives or we'll run marbles on stream, and I'll give away. Let's do this. Let's set up a prediction. All right. Oh my God. How do we make this a prediction? How do we make this a prediction? I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna try to get as many hard drives as I can without dying. Is it 5 hard drives before dying? Yes or no? All right, you guys have 5 minutes. Put your channel points on the line. If you're gonna guess me. All right. Give it a second. Dixper is still connecting. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump into our little teleporter guy here. Hypertube cannon launcher, and I'm gonna go. Shit, where should I go? Probably desert, Dune Desert. Purple Forest is really rough. I haven't done anything in Pink Forest. There's probably a bunch of Pink Forest. Listen, we'll go Pink Forest. I'll land over here. Okay, we'll land over here, northeast Pink Forest, and we'll travel southeast, and then I'll come home. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to re-aim this a little bit.
Have you ever had a dream that
A dream?
Have you ever had a dream that you had you could do so much you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
You could do anything? That's Pink Forest. Which way am I looking right now? Yeah, that's about the right direction. Don't me down, buddy. Don't me down. All right. I didn't bring any berries or anything. Yeah, fuck it. It'll be all right. I'm gonna leave the shards here just in case I die. Things I don't want to lose. That. I don't have a weapon. It's all right. We don't need one. You're doing all or nothing? You're jumping in? I forget what this is set on. Oh, do I have my... Oh, okay. I thought for a second I forgot my backpack. Alright, 5 hard drives. That's gonna be tough because... You're super woozy? I don't know if there's 5 hard drives in the Pink Forest. I'm gonna take that slug, though. Am I? No, I'm not. Lies. Alright, hard drive, hard drive, hard drive. Oh, I should have brought biomass. I did, I got some, okay. Where are all the hard drives? I also don't have a hand scanner. I have to do this a manual old-fashioned way. It's near the glowing green stuff, is it? I didn't know that. I don't think there's any in here. Here's one. Big boy? Oh, I don't have any of those on me. I should have seen if there's any on the site, but the radiation is gonna come in. You have 0 points or all in?
I'll wipe, and I'll wipe, and I'll wipe, and I'll wipe 100 times.
Yeah?
Still poop. Still poop. It's like I'm wiping a marker or something.
You need a bidet, man. I can't go through there. I don't have a gas mask. You gotta get yourself a bidet. Kaiser, are you a bidet guy? Oh, crap. There's a lot of radiation in here.
Bye, little Sebastian. Your 5,000 candles in the wind.
I don't know the reference on that one. The satisfaction. crash site in here? Oh, it's Parks and Rec. That's probably a show that I need to go back and actually watch. I never watched Parks. I've seen episodes here and there, but I never watched it all the way through. You know what I mean? That feels like one that you should be watching. All right, I know there's a crash site up here. I don't know where it is. There it is. Oh, it's got fucking bees. And uranium and a uranium hog. I can't get that one. If it had just the bees, I'd go after it. Did we get the Dixper bloop? Alright, Dixper says it's connected. Hold on, try this. Alright, is Dixper running? Again, I'm not going to fuck with it. If it's working, it's working. If it's not, it's not. Try to be The Office in the worst ways. Alright, should be working. Parks and Rec was a little bit more episodic in the fact that it was like a story from week to week,
hey,
right?
Chat, time to get strapped on. The Fungin is open.
Oh shit. Radiation? Okay. Alright, 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 alright. Oh, I want that summer sloop. Oh, no, I want summer sloops. But I'll also take that, Ooh, shit. Wasn't worth it. Wasn't worth it. What's up here? Just let me walk by you really quick. It was a lot more standalones? Oh, okay. Did I bring concrete? One bag of concrete. Like an idiot. How many crash sites are there in the Pink Forest? Should probably have done that first. Puppies? See, I should have brought the turbo motors and all that sort of shit. Maybe I shoot back home real quick and grab them. Because we could have got the one with the frames. Come on. You know, so much uranium. Hello? We're not going to get one crash site. I think there's one over here. Oh, big hog. Big hog. Angry boy. The end of the Broncos-Giants game? Is that wild? What's happening? Look at all this uranium in here. I don't remember being this much. Gassy boys. Can't go in there. Can't go over here.
Our instruments echo in the deep. Do they not plug the shallow threads?
Get this one?
Can you hear me?
Crescendo, the effigy found the key. Sing more.
I was not created for artistic purposes. I am incapable of singing.
You sing.
Noted.
It's so close to that one. Finally watch the Gentleman's Broncos. What's that? Oh, never mind. I don't think I want to know. I think I know, but I don't want to know. Four lead changes, really?
Hello?
Radiation kitties? This is gonna be fun. It's got some quality yeast. Let's see. Ah, shit! Shit! Fuck, that was close. How can I do this? Okay. Somebody's not happy. Oh, can I get to it? 300 megawatts? The fuck? That's 10 biomass burners? Guys, I don't know if this one's worth it. I don't know. Can I run 10 biomass burners? I guess I could take my 1 stack of 100 biomass. This is insane. I'm not even going to get any of the other goodies. This is so I don't fall off. Two, three, four, five. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hello.
Yo, plant. How you doing? Nice to see you. What's nude? Alright, what are you connected to? That pole? You're connected to that pole? Anybody not connected? You're connected? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Alright, let's do this. Alright, if we disconnect this, shouldn't run. Wonder if there's a line for Taco, like, the right size donation will do anything we can think of. Mrs. Rads, there are some very disturbed people on this platform. Anything you can think of is a very, very insane. There's plenty of, I mean, I've crossed what a lot of people would consider very normal lines. But I do it more for the entertainment than just the straight donation. But
hello.
Oh, look who it is. It's Wizard Chef.
Can I just split one? $300.
Wizard Chef, you are just in time for a Mr. Taco.
Hi, Chef.
Just in.
All right, there's one. I might resemble that comment. But toss some ideas out there for sure. Chef, how you doing, bud? Well, I mean, there's also Twitch terms of service that you got to worry about as well. You know what I mean? Like, just because it's not going to be a physical tattoo on my body doesn't mean Twitch wants me to do it on stream. But what are you thinking about, Reds? You got an idea?
Hello.
Where'd my safe walkway go? Down here. Did I clear it all out? I do want those. I don't think it's worth running through it though. Speaking of tattoos, I don't have it yet for sure. It's on the list. You've gone beyond things that could come up with already. Yeah, I mean, and it wasn't like a lot of that stuff wasn't planned. It wasn't planned, right? Like it's just one of those things. Like, all right. Where to next? Yeah, last year we got a donation when I was doing the Sketch Bus stream. We reached a goal, and I need to get a Mr. Taco. I need to get a. It's just generally a taco tattoo, but I'm working on getting a Mr. Taco tattoo. Keep on wheeling. What's up, man? Doing all right? Massive headache. That sucks. That was a possibility. I didn't know if I was going to get it in time. So on my butt, no. I'm going to get a Mr. Taco arm sleeve tattoo, but I don't want to get just a branded logo.
B1 AIDS 5573 would like a random trivia question.
All right. So I'm getting like something that's got a little bit of like family. I don't want just a Mr. Taco tattoo. All right, where's safe? Where can I go that's safe? Probably on here would be safe.
Hello.
Drillthar, what's up, man? How you doing? No, Tony's working on something completely different for the channel, not a tattoo. All right, here. Actually, I don't think Tony does tattoos. Well, like tattoo art, anyways. All right, according to a survey, this is the least favorite side dish on the Thanksgiving table. Is it A, cranberry sauce, B, stuffing, C, mashed potatoes, D, yams? You guys got 30 seconds. Go.
Hello. Hello.
Labyrinth, hi.
Hello.
What up, Biggie? Jelly? Jelly! What's up, man?
Hello.
Yo, bud. How's stuff and things, man? All right, I'm going to change the music up. Bobsters, hi, welcome in. How you doing? Correct answer is A, cranberry sauce. So now you have money in your bank account. All right. Just in case somebody wasn't here earlier, on December 13th, we do have a giveaway going on. We are giving away... oops.
That's a bacon bit shit.
Hold on one second. Bakey, hello?
Look at these hecking cuties.
Look at these cuties. There's a bacon bits right there. All right. We have on December 17th, we are doing a giveaway.
That's cool.
December 13th for that Steam Deck right there. So if you're new around here, if you came in, you said hi, you said something in chat, you get some money in your bank account. Your bank account is where all the Steam Deck giveaway tickets come from. Every $1,000 in your bank account is another ticket entered. You get tickets for hanging out and chatting, coming by and saying hi on our stream, answering dumb trivia questions. Also, I see you over there. I see you. Let's see if I can. Or if you do a donation to Sick Kids. So if you donate $50 or $100. Why don't you just tell them what's going on? You know what's going on. Explain to them what's going on. Go ahead.
So,
If they want to get the light blue one, this one here, they have to donate $50. So say that.
donate $50 to get that thing.
Okay. And if they donate $100, which one do they get?
A golden one
This one right here.
for $100.
Okay. And did you do
Limited supplies.
limited supplies? Yep. Did you do your donation already?
What?
Just kidding.
What donation?
All right, you want to get a check in?
Don't we need bookmarks for these?
What's that? Yeah, if you're gonna make bookmarks for the books.
Yeah,
Okay. All right, you can make some bookmarks for a giveaway.
Blue and brownish red.
Okay.
Blue
All
and
right, so you make some bookmarks for the books. Yeah. It will do the giveaway for books.
I can also
How much
make
of that you
extras.
gonna bite?
Oh, this clip here.
Okay, well, go ahead. Okay. No. Is that good? No, it's not good, is it? Should I have done more to stop her?
Did I eat
Oh, it was a sour pickle ball.
those? Oh, I remember when we had that humongous cart of
Yeah.
just
The sodas, the gross sodas.
yeah. I remember that I tried one of them, but I don't remember which one.
Oh, all the sodas. The sodas
Oh,
were
I
gross.
tried the maple
You
syrup.
gotta talk into the microphone.
I tried the maple syrup soda. I tried those little blocks, those little sour blocks.
Yeah.
Which were actually very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. What else did I eat?
Did you try the spicy chocolate?
Yes. No.
No. Yeah,
We still have it.
yeah, no. The corn soda was terrible. Remember the corn one?
Oh yeah. I remember. I think I tried all of them with you, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So gross soda day. Did you like that day? No.
I mean, it was fun, but it wasn't tasty. I'd rather eat 10 pancakes.
Yeah, pancakes would be good. Do you remember the gross churros? Oh my God, Wizard Chef.
Oh, those churros.
Extra life.
I remember I ate.
Thanks, curator.
Wizard Chef.
Does that mean that's the golden
Yeah,
thing?
Wizard Chef just did a donation. Wizard Chef just donated $100. Can you look into the camera here and say, thank you, Wizard Chef?
Thank you, Wizard Chef.
Not Chef, Wizard Chef.
Oh, thank you, Wizard Chef.
All right, kiddo. I'll give you a check in a minute. We gotta.
Like 20.
Well,
what?
ad breaks are about up, so I can come in a couple minutes. Okay.
Yeah,
Give me like
like
10. Yeah.
6.
6 minutes. 8 o'clock. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Wizard Chef. That's Wizard Chef to you all.
I'm sorry.
Hey, listen, you don't know, and it's okay. Wizard Chef, thank you very much for the donation to Sick Kids. You're an unbelievable supporter of this channel and everything else that goes on in this community. Send gift. Shep, I need you to fill out. It's the same but different form. Give that one a wang jaggle. Okay. Thank you very much, brother. Oh, we also get a wheel spin. Because you did $100. All right, Shep. I don't even know if you're here. You might have done that donation a while ago. All right, Shep. Thank you as always, brother. Appreciate you. I don't put up a tree. Oh. You get a dice tray. You would want a dice tray, right? You take a dice tray? Kaiser, yeah. Did you not get a wheel spin yesterday? I thought we did your wheel spin. I could have been mistaken. Take it for the partner? Okay, hold on a second. All right, can you do me a favor, Shep? Go fill out that form. I sent you a PM. Fill out the form. Shep, I could just send you a couple of these. You don't have to use them as ornaments. They're just little logos. You don't have to do anything with them. If you don't want them, you don't want it. But if I'm gonna send you a dice tray, I might as well sneak this in there too. Can you look into the camera here and say thank you, Wizard Chef?
Thank you, Wizard Chef.
Not Chef, Wizard Chef.
Oh, thank you, Wizard Shep.
True can't stop you. All right, please go fill out that form for me, all right? I appreciate you. Thank you very much for the clips, guys. All right, also, Kaiser, if you did not get a wheel spin. Kaiser, I didn't mention this, but the cost, just ballpark it, okay? Sending this in a soft-sided envelope from Boston to Deutschland, Germany. How much do you think? How much do you think that's going to cost? How much do you think that would cost me? You say $20? Try $40. $40. So I'm gonna I'll try to stick them in the same package. I can cancel the sticker I made, and I'll try. Oh no, we'll get you wheel spin, and if you get something in the wheel, I was thinking near 50. It's ridiculous right now. It's absolutely ridiculous. It would last year would have cost me 15, maybe close to 20. It's absolutely insane. All right, wheel spin. Here you go, Kaiser. You ready? It's for you, pal. Thank you very much for the donation again. You also get a dice tray. All right, that sounds good. You'll take one of those. Kaiser, do me a favor. Go fill out the form again. Well, I might as well put it all together in one box. I think I still actually have... I have this from last year because I did the same math last year, Kaiser. I don't know if you remember this. So, Extra Life 2024. This is last year's ornament. Okay, so I still have this, and I was going to put this in the bag with the other one. I was going to send you both this year. So I'm going to send it anyway, so I might as well send you a dice tray as well. I believe I have at least 2 dice trays. I think I'm okay. And if not, I'll figure out how to get one. Or I'll get an aftermarket one. But you're right, that might be the last dice tray. All right, so I'll get them both in the mail for you. Just go fill out the form. Actually, you know what? I think I can just edit the form. Hold on a second. I'm not showing this. Aftermarket dice trays, and it might be. It could be illegal. All right, where are you? All right, I got you. And also, if you're not interested in the dice tray, I could just give you a store credit too, if you'd rather. Just because of the logisticals. All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick 3-minute break. Go stand up, stretch your legs, go grab a snack. You'll be back here in about 3 minutes. I'm gonna go tuck in a kiddo, go use the bathroom. I'll send us over to the giveaway scene. Okay, I'll stand out right here. I'll throw the music on loud, and give me 3 minutes. We'll be right back, okay?
Ooh, that's cool.
Old Taco, Wizard Shep is placing a hefty bet. Old Taco. Variable Label is placing a hefty bet. Old Taco. Kaisa _ Kavad is placing a hefty bet.
All right, we back. Oh, you didn't sheep, so you lost? All right, we'll do another trivia question right here. All right, try this. Talk about taking care of yourself. In 1961, a Soviet surgeon became the first person to A, successfully remove his own appendix, B, amputate his own leg, C, give himself breast implants, D, conduct his own open heart surgery. Guys, you have 30 seconds starting now. Yeah! Oh, holy smokes.
40 months, where has the time gone?
I literally don't know, Olo. Well, as always, thank you so much. You are an absolute serial lurker. Giveaway 21, Hellwalker. I think you want exclamation mark enter, Steam Deck, and then 21, or just the word max. Oh shit, I forgot to look at the answer. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no. Did it fall down the back? All right, the correct answer was A, successfully to remove his own appendix. Okay, I found the card. Let's put these back. Correct answer A. Steam Deck in between those? Yeah, you want enter, space, Steam Deck, space, and then how many tickets are the word max? I know it's confusing, but we're going to get other giveaway items here, so some people might want some of one and not of others, you know what I mean? All right. Guys, thank you as always for coming by and hanging out. Appreciate you. All right, we got one hard drive. I need 4 more. Might as well put that one in the MAM. Oh, we got a new hard drive already. Basic iron ingot. Limestone. Actually, you know what? This might be good for us. It's a foundry, 50 per minute.
Fuck yourself.
Actually, not bad. I'm gonna take it. All right, you got the stretch in. Labyrinth, hi. How you doing? Dinner order. What did you order? Thank you. Oh! Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. Thank you. What are you? Bauxite, pure. Who is that? Mega 7? Thank you. Thank you. Alright. Where the fuck are the crash sites? Love this song. Hibachi from a Japanese steakhouse. Nice. There you go, Labyrinth.
Excellent!
Excellent choice. Then it does. There's one. Oh, it's got bees all over it. And then a big hog.
It's raining tacos from out of the sky. Tacos, no need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos. It's raining tacos out in the street. Tacos, all you can eat. Lettuce and shells, cheese and meat. It's raining tacos.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Thank you very much for the party. I don't know if this works. I've never just encased it. This can't work, right? It feels like it'd be cheaty. Right? This can't work. $150 megawatts? Damn. Oh, didn't work. Didn't work. Okay, doesn't work. Today we learned. Now, if we would box them in, I think it works. Yeah, the last time I boxed it though, I didn't try to encase it. So they were able to spawn, but they couldn't get past the walls. I don't know if we can listen to this. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Summer Sloop. All right, let's try it a little bit better this time. Let's do this. I'm not even over it. What? What was that? Did I have no health? Was I really that low? You were low on health. Jeez, I thought I had plenty of health. Oh shit. All right. Well, I'll pay. I got very wrecked. I got very wrecked. All right, let me pay out the winners. It was a 50-50. There was the same exact number of channel points on yes and no. Choose outcome. Did I get 5 hard drives and home before dead? No, I
Hey
did
chat, time to get strapped on. The function is open.
not. All right.
That went well.
Did it? Did it? I don't think it went well. Wait. What do I need? Bags of cement. That's what I didn't have. I let you down again? Well, let me know how I can make it up to you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be such a disappointment. I kept my equipment. I could just fly out to where that case is. Where is it? Yeah, that's right along the path. You just take another space shot and just bail a little early. Right? Oh, there's one right there too. Oh, you bastard. Is it over here? Bees around it. Alright, we got that one. Gotta build all the pipes, Dan? I get it. Alright, where's another one? I think we went down there, right? Usually they're higher. Where is it? I hear it. I don't see it. Oh, it's right there.
This bleeding temple hums a residence song. Play for us.
Nope, not gonna do it again. Not gonna do it again. Where was it over here? Oh, fucking water is so annoying. Need regular foundation.
Scripture. Be appropriate.
Wait, what?
Consume.
What's happening? Why can't I jump out of here? Is this a bug? I think the game is bugged.
Harmonize with us.
Come on, give it to me!
Look through the window.
Flashlight? There aren't any bugs in this game. You saw that though, right? Every time I jumped up, it would reset my my view. All right, that's the bugs. Not wrong. I don't think there's anything in that cave for me. That's another cave. Alright, I have to go this way.
Hello.
Jeremy, hi! Exclamation mark rules. Basically, I don't have any weapons. I can't use a jetpack. All the nodes are randomized. I can't wear a gas mask. I can use a hover pack in a factory. I can't hand build anything. so epic. He tries so hard. Thank you very much for the Harry the Hedgehog. Oh, music. All right, we should be good to push the space elevator. All right, can I unlock dimensional depots yet? How many summer sloops? Is that my first summer sloop? Jeez. Black fine powder charcoal. Rescan. Copper alloy. Fuse quartz crystal. All right, I don't want either one of those, so I'm just gonna hold on to the recipe. All right, let's see if we can scan alien tech. One of these, 100 of those, and 50 computers. Production amplifier is the one I want. I don't have 50 circuit boards. We aren't at circuit boards yet. No. Thought I had a couple. Alright, well, we're not ready for those. That's fine. That's fine. We're gonna stick that in there. We'll stick that in there. All right, let's go push the tech tier. All right, trivia. You ready? Get your fingers ready. Take your fingers out of your butthole. You have to wash them? All right, a study concluded that women were sexually aroused while watching footage of these animals having sex. Was it A, dogs, B, lions, C, horses, or D, chimpanzees? Give you your thought right now.
Hello.
Big Kenny C, what's up? Hey, Chuck.
Hello.
Royster.
Hello. Hello.
Crapple, what's up, man?
Hello.
Sean. Hi, hi, hi. All right, correct answer was D, chimpanzees. All right, we need 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You've got mail.
Stenton says, Entomorphize tacos, chasing a space pioneer on a barren planet. There you go. You're back F1 over? Do you come second? Listen, I totally get that. Who was racing? I mean, I guess who's your racer of choice? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're still 40 short. Okay, what about these guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Someone's math is off. Steel beams. Lando. Hammy went not in red. Oh, you already sent in 33. Thank you very much, Jeremy, for seeing that. I missed that. I think I am short on the frames, though. Puppy, do you go to any live races? I did see an F1 racer at the conference I went to this weekend. Right, so I think I'm 50 short here, right? There's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 950. We're at 950. I wish. Don't they happen a lot? We only have 20 more in there, but we have 50 inside, and it's a double. So I only need 25. So I actually don't need this. Okay. All right, what about the last one? Oh, this is only 100. So we should shut this off because we're just making shit we don't need. Do I sync these? Probably. It's a waste of resources. We might as well get some tickets from them. Now, we've been syncing so much, I doubt this even shows up on the radar. You don't need, well, I need them in, what, tier 4? Or space, elevator 4? I don't even know if this is going to register, though. Speed it up too. Oh, who's this? Oh yeah? You want to look at my feet? Want to look at my feet? You think there's something on the floor? Where is it? Where is it? It was over here? It's over here? Oh, there it is. There it is. I see it. It's right under this machine. Hold on, I got it. Thank you. Thank you. Store corner. Yeah, that's all right. All right, well, we got a couple coupons. Hey, listen, we'll get a couple coupons out of all those. I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's hook this back up, though. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you, Mush. Let me give you a trivia. Here, try this one. All right. Just because you smash that bug doesn't mean it's dead. The insect can live up to 9 days without a head. This insect can live 9 days without a head. Is it A, a spider, B, a stink bug, C, a bed bug, or D, a cockroach? Guys, you have 30 seconds starting now.
It's so chunky.
8x bonus. It doesn't matter if you know the answer, just guess.
Hello.
Wojo, hey, Echo. All right, correct answer was D, cockroaches. A lot of winners on that one. Nice. Remember to get rid of all the money in your bank account. Use it in the giveaway. Echo, you want to do a quick little base tour? Sorry, I feel like the music
Old
was
Taco.
too loud.
Variable Label is placing a hefty bet.
Good luck, Variable Label. $10,000 on the line. Could have put it all into the giveaway, but instead, you lost it all. All right, let's put all those in here. We should be close. Okay, those will go in. We don't need these anymore. How about right here? We might be a couple off. I forget how slow these logistics are. You ain't getting me to blow my bank? It's rigged? What do you mean it's rigged? I think you have to feed them in with this, the belt, right? I don't think you can manually toss them in. Oh, you can. I thought you had to feed them in. There you go. There's that. So much for the drama. You get my hopes up too much? Well, would you rather have hope than none? Okay, we just need 20 more of the frames. Where are they? They're over here. Wait, which ones are the frames? These are smart plates. Am I out of... Am I out? $3,000 hours, you learn something new. I don't think it was always that way. I think that I think that's new. But you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think that was ever that way. Where'd my box of shit go? It's right up there. I have time to find hope. Yeah, we have plenty in here. We just need 1 minute. Right, we only need 20 of them. We need 18. You've hand fed it the entire time, Bad Dog? Jesus Christ. See, let's beta 7. Oh, you know what? I guess Echo does bring a good point though. Like if you do a donation and you want to double your bank, keeping the money in your bank account is a pro. Get a wheel spin. can't believe, why would I always thought you had to feed them in.
Old Taco. Kaisa_Kabad is placing a hefty bet.
Is he though? Is 10,000 hefty? All right, so power, Echo. This is our coal setup. Okay, so we have 2 normal coal nodes and 2 normal sulfur nodes feeding into a compacted coal alternate recipe. So it takes 5 coal, 5 sulfur to make 25. It's a 1-to-1, basically. So you're basically just cutting your coal with sulfur. And what that does, that changes the burn time on these from, I think, 15 down to 7. So you can basically double your coal. And I have more coal nodes over here, so I'm going to pull in another row of these and probably run an expansion. The problem for me, Echo, was for some reason when I thought about coal power, I was like, oh, you know what I'll do? I'll use this little water pond here. I'll put my water extractors on this thing. Yeah. Do you know how much water I need? I didn't do the math. I needed 3.5 full pipes of water. And there's not anywhere in this biome that has enough space for that much water. But by then I had already set them all up. So in typical taco fashion, I squeezed in 4 water pipes. I ran them under here. And we went out here. We went up the side over here. And the cool thing about this is because this shelf over here is higher, I didn't really need any pipes. That's the problem with the gassy biome. Hey, what up, Xander?
Look at these hecking cuties.
Pumps are not overclocked, no. I don't really like to overclock anything that's not a miner. Or like this that I'm here doing. I'm just trying to speed up production. Not me, bro. What's this? Oh, Crazy Town. So there's a bunch of water up here. It's a water miner. You're not wrong. But you can put a lot of those up. But it's cool, right? Oh, I wanted to delete those. Oh, I'm not gonna delete it. But this was a pain. This was a pain because I didn't really have the space for this. I kind of had to like jam it in here. This is really jammed in. Oh, I could probably make more batteries now. Echo likes it overclocked and sucked. That's fair. Yeah, so none of these systems are really connected. Well, the copper's connected. I'm making ingots. Ingots make the wire. Wire makes the... Sorry. Wire makes cable. And then... No. Ingots, wire, cable. What is this? Copper sheet. That's right. And this is manually fed, I think. Maybe it's automated. And basically, I just keep a bin. And then if I need it, I just take the bin and it just fills it up. Slurp slurp. We automated these over here now. So these are all connected. You know, just this is... The problem is our iron node. Our iron node is non-existent. Again, we have like a shitty impure node that we're running. So I just picked up that new recipe. I just picked up solid steel. Yeah, I just picked up solid steel, which is a better recipe,
Taco.
more efficient.
Gabweox would like to skip this song.
Sure. What's up, Gabby? How you doing? So I think I might switch over to this, which is a little bit more efficient with the iron.
Hello.
All right, let's go push it. Great artist, hi. You like a Coldplay?
Taco. Kaisa _ Kavad is placing a hefty bet.
Is he though? All right, ship it.
I have a permit.
You have a permit?
This just says I can do what I want.
You can do what you want.
Bullshit.
What?
Welcome to the Project
Bullshit.
Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 2 project part shipment is now ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 2 will be completed and the construction dock will be constructed. After completion of Phase 2, the technologies
down in
of
front.
Tiers 5
Down
and
in front.
6 will become available in the hub. These might feel intimidating after your
thank you.
previous experience.
Open the window,
Rest
thank you.
assured that you would not be here if you were entirely incompetent. Highlights are oil production, railway transportation, the jetpack, and many more. Completing Phase 3 of Project Assembly is your next main objective. Just remember to
you don't need
focus
them
on
for Phase 3, you're
producing
right.
and delivering the project parts, and fix
Wait,
its
aren't they
faith in you
using
will be
adaptive control
strengthened.
units? I think they are. The wires. All right. All right. Yo, Quantum, what's up, man? Back into bullshit of compacted cube production. Oh no. Yeah, Xander Lake's making tight Borg-like blueprints. It's crazy. You're trying to pickle the space elevator, really? All right, move over. Move over. You're right in the way. I was shaking my big on that thing. All right, we're done with that one. What's the next tech tier?
Phase 2 of Project Assembly completed. You have been performing more adequately under pressure and are closer than ever to saving the day. Perhaps you were the right choice for the job. Time will tell. You will now enter Phase 3 of Project Assembly. Continue as you are, and there should be no issue. For humanity. For Fix-It.
All right, let's go. I know a new free redeem for you. Okay, what is it? All right, tier 5. Jetpack, can't use it, but we still have to unlock it. We have to make motors. Okay, to get motors. Where do we get motors from? We don't have motors yet, do we?
Taco Tuesday's the best. Oh, it
Is it though? When do we get the ability to make a motor? Oh, there it is. We do have motors. All right, we should automate motors. All right, let's automate motors real quick. Did we automate stator?
Oh, you should get good.
Wait. What? Stop it! Stop it! Stop! I don't want to look at the rail. I don't want to do this. Who's doing this? Dan. Dan, you son of a bitch. Let go of the keyboard. Let go of the keyboard, Dan. 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 Stop it. Everybody's watching you, man. Everybody's watching you. Someone could have told you it's bedtime. Pumpy, it's bedtime. All right. So here we're making stator there, and we're making rotor over there. What recipes do we have for motor? Just the basic. Okay. Do we have anything in the MAM? Rip bacon. What? Peace out. Oh, okay. Huh. Didn't we go get a hard drive? Didn't we just get hard drives? We got 2 of them, right? Well, it shouldn't stop me. I thought we had another hard drive.
Hello. What? What country you from?
Wait, what?
What ain't no
What?
country I ever heard of? They speak English and what?
Yo, Shade Woven, what was your
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
I do. What was your thinking? IBS, and it's the wettest, horrendous fart used only once for stream. I'm not a fan of just gross farts. That's too lowbrow. What do you mean get my shit together?
Put it in a backpack.
You get your shit together. You get your shit together. You get your shit together. English mother. So I would like to speak with the manager. So that no clip, the no clip was basically, I went to hang out with Krishafa. He's a mod, and he was like, I was like, hey man, do you want me to give you a countdown like 3, 2, and as soon as he said no, I just whapped him. Which clip do you need? The Pulp Fiction one? I'm a bit overstimulated. Would you be willing to hook me up your sweet, sweet voice in Discord? Morty was removed. We removed the Morty. Hey, Emanjek, how you doing? English Pulp Fiction? Yeah. Hold on. I'm good. I worked on Heart Pillow, so you have Conrad's channel. Nice. Soon you won't even remember them. All right. For now, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to. What can we delete though? We can get rid of. We can get rid of these over here. I don't think down here is where I want to put it. All right, we can get rid of this one. Why don't we make a blueprint? Why don't we make a blueprint? Because I'm going to do this a few more times. All right. Our blueprint should be an assembler. Okay. And we want to center it
A Discord audio-only request has been made, Sir Taco.
Oh, that's what you were asking for. All right, thank you. Sorry. I thought you were trying to just get Morty to say it. Yeah, I got you. You want just my voice and game sounds, or just my voice? Hi, Shade. All right. Just this channel. Do you want game 2? I'll send you game. You in game? Okay. Should be there. Let me know if it sounds weird. All right. So let's move it forward because we're gonna have to put in storage bins. We're gonna have to sort out a belt. All right. Storage containers.
Hello.
Mike's Vibes! What's up? How you doing, man? Stack them? Or do we do this in multi-levels? Do we put the bins under? I put arts and crafts and pictures in 4 to 5. I think you're working on a tan blue blanket with 175 stitches. Mike's Vibe, what's new? How you been? We'll just keep it the way we've been doing it. There's no real reason to change. Other than I hate jumping up to get the resource. If I put them on opposite sides, we flank it. We flank it. It's like a blanket, but it's a flanket. Well, it just makes it harder. It just takes up more space. Okay, probably just put it next to this way. Gotta go back. Alright, then we should put a dimensional storage on top of this one. Alright, that works out better. Alright, power pole. Power pole's gonna be in the way. Alright, simple, basic. Stamp it. Let's go. There's a save. This is manual assembler. Change the icon. Save it. So I was thinking about making one where the logistics were under. Okay. Just if you want to check out the pictures in Conrad's channel tonight, otherwise let me know. Yeah, if you want to post them, I'll go check them out. Days. All right, I think we're gonna put it over here though. We can extend this way. I don't think this is gonna be our forever home though, but I think we're gonna push one more space elevator here. Why does it feel like it's floating? All right, what do we have for a marker? That? The other thing I had to think about too is we might want to put an automation in here, so I might need a splitter. All right, this is motor. Oh, we have steel rotor. That's what I was thinking of. Oh, that's the one we're running. If we're running steel rotor, we can actually do it over here, right? Because this is steel. This is steel tube right here. We just need to get the copper over here. All right, for now, we're just gonna leave it like this. Thanks, Chick. I'll check it out later, okay? Appreciate it, though. All right, let's just get the rotors hooked in there. So much shit in my inventory. What don't I need? Well, there's a bunch I don't need. Well, good news is it seems like the stream has held up after all the changes made. We got the new graphic card installed, so I was a little worried that there might be some weirdness tonight. Doesn't seem like we had any drop-in of anything. Let's go dump some of this stuff. Which is good, because I was a bit worried. Anytime you change anything on stream, you're always worried it's going to go south. It's fine. Shouldn't do them all, though. Definitely don't have that many stators anyways. That's the outputs. Ooh, that's weird. You see that? I've never seen that happen before. Maybe it's something else I don't know about this game. Wait. Oh my god, that leg right there is for the top one. Jesus. Alright, let's get some stator. Ooh. Ooh. We should put more steel pipe in here. Yeah. Let's go fill up that steel pipe. It's steel pipe and wire. Wire, we gotta get to. So if I just run a copper wire over here, we could autofill these back here. This might be a good adaptation. So right there and there, right? Now this can be automated. All right, your recipe is the standard motor. Okay.
Dicks!
The dicks are back, are they? Time's at 9 o'clock. Let's store it all. Get the steel tubes. What's in this bin? It's all trash. Okay, and then wires in here. All right, so that should be automated soon. Let's check out the next thing we need. We got that automated. We got this automated. We don't have rubber, so we're going to need plastic and rubber. Well, we got to start thinking about a refinery. Now, oil on this map did not move. The node randomizer did not change anything, and I know that because I checked. You can see the spot over here. There's oil up here. The question is, do I get the oil and run pipes all the way down here to automate it? And I think the answer is yes. Because once we get the plastic and rubber, I mean, we could run a plastic and rubber belt.
Hello.
We can't run drones. We could run a train for a very... Does that mean you're playing Satisfactory Plus? Hey, it's Salarum. How you doing? No, it's Satisfactory with a bunch of mods and changes and shit. So if you check out !rules, you'll see it. Basically, all the nodes have been randomized. So I'm here in the grasslands, but I have no iron at all. I can't make a gas mask. I don't have any weapons. I can't use a jetpack. Let's see. I can't handcraft anything. I can't use trains. And so we're just hitting this point where I need to get oil going. And my question to myself was, do I have water up here and I'm piping some water down? And I'm thinking now probably throw 4 more water pipes in here and then maybe 4 oil pipes, or run the oil up there. Oh, there's a rocket, the crash site right over there, I think. Or when do we get drones? Because I can use drones. The only logistics I can use is drones. Water bottle trucks? Yeah. I mean, trucks work, but kind of not worth the effort, right? I'd rather just run sky, like not sky belts, but like belt holders. You know what I mean? Like they were train tracks, but just put them on belts. And if I did that, I would do like come up here. Come up here. Maybe come up here, go around up here. Or I just run oil pipes. It just might be easier. We got so much space here. We can just go up. I probably just bring the resources here. Just go a level above. At Salem, at the end of the day, we're looking to build. Where's our? God, I don't give a shit about Copilot. You ask every time. Next phase, factory game. Where's it? Games satisfactory plans? Nope, not this one. It was in screenshots? Why are you twisted? The idea is that the next factory we're going to build is going to be a giant hot sauce bottle. And we're going to use drones to bring resources in and out of the top of the bottle. Yeah, Bad Dog, I did go check. The oil is still there. You built your own refineries down the side of the waterfall? Yeah. You know what? That's not a bad idea, Crapple Fats. We could just build a refinery at the bottom of the waterfall. And then we can just bring the parts over. But the idea is we're going to build, in a giant hot sauce bottle, we're going to build rocket fuel. And then our last factory for this save is going to be a giant taco. I think that's what we're working towards. All right, so the question is refinery. I'm still kind of a fan of just building it here, though. I'd rather just pipe it. We can easily make a blueprint. Why don't we do that? We have blueprints. All right, try this. Clear the blueprint designer. All right. So if we were going to just extend what we've already done, pipeline support here. This is center. Right. We'll put you know what though? You know what we should do? We should build the supports into it. That way we can come in here and just replace it, push it down, and then just snap it all in. So let's make this like on like if we were really engineering this thing. Oh, by the way, thank you for that follow. If you want to say hi, and you can get money towards the giveaway. Giveaway is on December 13th. We're giving away that Steam Deck over there. It's a 256 gigabyte Steam Deck. Only sending it to North America. We're gonna have other prizes for European friends. Don't need to be here to win. So if you get a ticket tonight out of your bank account, which is free, by saying hi. If we pull your name on December 13th and you win, I'll find you on Twitch. I'll send you a message. It automatically gets announced in our Discord. You can go see the one we did last week. Well, it's a couple weeks ago. I think at this point we gave away a lightsaber and some other stuff. So do what Sea Pint just did. ! Enter, space, the word Steam Deck and the word Max. If you've come here before, said hi, you probably have money in your bank account. It's $1,000 bank dollars per ticket. In the giveaway, and you get tickets to us for hanging out and chatting and just being a part of stream. So thank you all for being here as always. All right, we have Hello. What would that support look like? Hey, Mr. Mustachio, how you doing? What would that support look like? Don't save. Let's see. Could have some sort of pole so it goes into the ground easily.
Hello.
Can have 2 Ys. Then over here we can put the 4 pipes. Right. Under here we could put hypertube. All right. For safety, we can put lights out the side. We can run power nipples. Okay. Something like that. Maybe the lights are here in the middle instead. What do you think about that? We would be smart if we grab some belts as well. Maybe from an extensibility standpoint, so this is just one foundation wide. Orlov, show. Yeah, I can show you some stuff. Now, with this being this way, and us wanting to also be able to go vertical with it, I think belts would be hard under. This is going to be a shit show no matter what. If we wanted to get 6 pipes to bend, it's going to be really hard. So this is a starter factory. Was it Orlov? Orlov? This is a starter factory. We got maybe, I don't know, 20, maybe 30 hours maybe at this point? 43. We're 43 hours in. We're just running coal power here. This is a pretty basic factory that we're just starting. This is just a couple of production pods here to make the space elevator stuff. This is the way we're playing also in like a challenge mode. I don't have access to everything that you can do in Satisfactory. I've got thousands of hours in game, so we mix it up a little bit. So these just made the space elevator stuff. This is just some basic coal power. We're running actually compact coal. Here's some steel automation, so pretty basic. But Orlov, if you want to see something interesting I've made, try this T20. I wish I would have recorded some video for the other factory. Here. So this is a 64 generator nuclear reactor. This was built in Satisfactory Update 8. So this is before blueprints, really. So all these bricks, all the train tracks, everything was laid by hand. We actually, for the most part of this factory, we didn't have Zoop either.
Hello.
Static, what's up, man? This is 2 years old, this video. Actually, it might be longer than that. Lights, we didn't have any of the overhead lights yet. We had just the no, signs. We didn't have lights. Well, I guess we had signs, but they didn't emit light like the new signs do. So it ran clean nuclear, so all the waste was turned into a uranium rod, which was then deleted, so we didn't have buildup of waste. And talk about the last factory we did, where we did the uranium, the radioactive logo in the sky, you know? Yeah, I like the way those spokes turned out too, Geeky. So that was a fun build. That's super old. And then on top of that, we did the Extra Life video, the Extra Life factory, which we didn't cut a video for that one either. God, man, if I would just spend some time in video editing land, which I think I'm going to start streaming to YouTube. So I think it probably makes sense for me to make sure to go back and cut a video for some of those things. All right. Am I rethinking it because of the waterfall? Let me go check it real quick. So we'll make sure to have a way to send power. So the problem is how close this bend is to where the pipes go up. So I'd probably have to redo all the water. You starting a Tangia duel? Who you dueling, Crapplefats? A smarter taco would have gave themselves more room after the churn to send up these pipes, because say 1 2 1 2. Fuck you, game.
Hey chat, time to get strapped on. The function is open.
That's as tight as it can go unless I push it back. Alright, now, if I set up here, I'm just checking to see if I have any ability to do this at all.
You had best unfuck yourself.
Unfuck myself? In this economy? Now, why do I need 4 more water pipes, though, guys? Why do I need 4 more water pipes? Why? Why do I need 4 more water pipes? I thought I should do it. Do I need to do it, though? Technically possible. Technically possible. Right, that's gonna be my worst turn. That one right there. This, I could go from here. I can go up top. So I can do this. I can do it. Okay. Definitely can't add in any lifts, though. Oh, Echo, did you see our, did you see this thing, Echo? I don't know if you saw us use this thing. Yeah, so it spins you around, and then whenever you're ready, you hit the exit button, and then you get shot. And we made it as a blueprint, so when we travel, we could just grab one of these, throw it on the ground, toss in some leaves into the biomass burner there, and then just it powers you enough to get around. And we just, because I can't use jetpack. You guys took my jetpack from me, so now we have to do this. Innovation. All right. What was this? Oh, this is Caterium. Oh, you know what? We can just rip out some Caterium real quick. All right. Let's build. Let's say we'll give ourselves one pillar on the bottom. Let's use the concrete so we can paint it. Okay. From here, we are gonna have to go out. Oh God, I need a hover pack. It's so bad. All right, so we know this is one foundation wide. Okay, we want this to look smooth, guys. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to put this out here. We're going to do that there. I'm going to show you guys a trick. You ready? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make angled pillars. They're going to be flush on this corner and flush on this corner over here. Yeah. What's up?
I can't sleep.
You can't sleep. Is it me? I'm talking. No. You just going to bed.
I can't get cuddles.
You can't get cuddles. All right. Well, I'm going to end stream in probably about, I don't know, maybe a half hour. Go lay down in my bed, and if you don't fall asleep, then I can tuck you in after, okay? All right, love you. You learned that from DC? Yeah, I think everybody learned that from DC, right? Yeah. Let's see if I can remember how to do it, though. All right, so you go outside to outside. And then you go inside to inside, I believe. You might have that backwards. Okay, now if I put it there. No, it can't be right. Maybe. All right, looks like that's good. Yeah, that's right. Right. There you go. It's like a tuning fork. We're gonna have enough room to stick in a hypertube. And we're gonna have enough room to put the hypertube in with the waterfall. I'm gonna say YOLO, fuck it. We'll figure that out later. Wait, is there no ceiling support? Do I not have the ceiling support? That's okay. Alright, is this a problem? Do I want to use the ceiling support? Getting the ceiling support would be the right way to go. Cute jammies? Yeah. Alright, let's do the same thing. Over here. Outside, outside, inside, inside. Let's finish that. And you do this on the blueprinter so you can just copy and paste it. Alright, outside to outside. Delete this one, then go inside to inside. I might tight these down a little bit, we'll see. Now, I don't think I'm going to have this platform here. That's just a snapping point. Yeah, I hate... That's what I was thinking, having the ceiling that close. But I'm also not going to have a ceiling. I need to make sure it's going to look okay, but... Kent Nerdpaul. Ooh. Do I use pipe junction? Pipe junction might look better. No, because pipe jump, these are going to touch each other. Never mind. Bad idea. Bad idea. Whoa! Thank you, Danner. Okay. Alright, what do we do for supports? Well, if this was an actual engineering project, they would make liberal use of beams. I think that's good.
Do you wear wigs?
I do, sometimes.
Have you worn wigs?
I absolutely have.
Will you wear wigs?
I will not wear wigs.
When
no.
will you wear wigs?
I just said I was
Do you
not.
wear wigs?
I do wear wigs.
Have you worn wigs?
I have worn wigs.
Will you wear wigs?
I will not wear wigs.
When will you wear wigs?
I just said I wouldn't do it. That pillar is going to be
Do
away.
you wear wigs?
Oh my God.
Have you
Stop
worn
it!
wigs?
Thank you, Dan.
Will you wear wigs?
Thank you, Dan. All right.
When will you wear wigs?
I can't take I can't
Do you
take
wear
it. I can't
wigs?
take a thunder. She's got to tell
Have
you.
you worn
She's got an
wigs?
idea. Nacho has an idea.
Will you wear wigs?
But it requires
will
you
you
guys.
wear
It
wigs?
requires you guys to be participants. Maybe tucked in like that. It's okay. Clipping is occurring. Here. Yeah, Nacho has an idea for a redeem that she really wants. Okay. You guys gonna be dicks about it? There's no hypertube ceiling mount. We sure about this? We sure about this? Yeah, wall attachments right here. Glass and wall holes? That's not a bad idea either. Anything else we want to buy while we're in here? Big signs, 10. It's a big ticket item. Ooh, you know what? Maybe these things might look cool. I haven't really used these yet. Floor holes? Do we need floor holes? Well, might as well buy them. I'm souring a little bit on the idea of putting hypertubes in this. Do we have roofing? We should get the roofs. Frame pillars are a must. Structural cable. What are we up to? 15? It's too many. Do we have any more tickets? Yeah, 2 more. I got 14. I probably have 1 more in the machine. Aren't the wall and the ceiling in the same pack, though? This is gonna be it for earned tickets. Make sure we really want all this stuff. I do. Although I really want this as well. I only have 3 tickets left, but that's really good. I'm pretty sure the same thing that gives you... The same thing that gives you wall attachments gives you ceiling attachments, yeah. Yeah, they do. Okay, we need power nipples. And because... No, we can just put them on the ends. Right there. And right there. Okay. Now lighting. This is where you go too far and nobody needs any of this. But this is where how do I hide the cable? How do I hide the cable? I could run it down in here. I can run the cable. I can not put the cable up there, put the cable in here instead. Okay. I should be able to get that point back in. Oh, you dick! It's just a little bit exposed. That's okay. We'll use this thing here. Just go up. Okay, gonna do the same thing over here. Not showing over there, which is good. Now, this means that this is not going to be an active hypertube, which is okay. It's just going to be a pass-through. It's not going to speed you up, though. Chick, have a great night. Okay. Ah. No! Fuck. Don't I have ladders? Sometimes my brain gets stuck in that, like, remember those early streams I didn't have ladders and I had to, like, just work around everything. You know what I mean? Okay, let's go up high though. we said we were gonna put him in the middle though. Well, what does this look like? Did we even unlock the lights yet? Did I just spend all my tickets? I don't have the lights unlocked. I don't have the lights unlocked. They would be under organization. Now I need more tickets. How many tickets do I have? 3? Might be enough. Unavailable? Quickwire. Okay. Okay. All right. I need a machine. Because I can't hand build anything. Give me...
Hello.
No, it's every time. What's up, man? How you been? I haven't even researched it yet. Savage, look out! What are we looking out for?
We're good streaking!
Oh, okay. You're good. Savage, congratulations on your first peak. If y'all don't know Savage, he was the lucky fool that we got to run with the other night when we did peak. But he also streams a shit ton of Satisfactory, so you should go hit the follow button. His name's gonna pop up right over here.
Cuties.
Go hit the follow button, man. Oh, you're playing Mars first? Oh, research, ma'am. I did hear they rolled out streaks to everybody. All right. I'm waiting for Firebot to support streaks now that it's out of beta.
The metal has been named Caterium after Fixit's greatest CEO, Katerina Parks.
Oh, yeah.
It has been added as a viable alternative to gold in industrial applications, specifically in advanced electronics due to its superconductivity, malleability, and corrosion resistance.
Was that Friday night? No, it was last night, wasn't it? What was Friday then? Wait. Am I lost? No, last night we played.
Research completed. Caterium ingot recipe unlocked. New Caterium research available.
Why am I feel like I'm lost? A lost little boy. Alright. Let's burn through this Caterium here. Where is it? Oh, it's a fucking foundry.
Streamer bot supports streaks. Enjoy some of my honey.
Wow. Enjoy your butt honey? Did you mean your butt honey? Because I would eat the shit out of your butt honey. Streamer bot's also written in C. C sharp. So fuck that. Not that I'm above C sharp, but I'd rather not. Oh, you played Mars first around Friday night. Gotcha. Oh, you saying it was good? Nice. All right. Make me ingots. Make me a lot of ingots. But honey is indeed shit.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. December 13th, we're giving away a Stream Deck. Sorry. December 13th, we're giving away a Steam Deck. If you're at all interested by hanging out, you're getting money in your bank account. And if you have more than $1,000 in your bank account, you get to buy a ticket. Tickets, you get them by typing !enter the word Steam Deck, and then how many tickets you want. Each, like I said, each ticket's $1,000 in your bank. So if you have 2,000, it's 2 tickets. Enter Steam Deck 2. Or if you don't feel like doing math, enter Steam Deck Max. The reason why you're able to choose is because we're going to add more giveaways to the December 13th giveaway. But we want to let everybody know we have made Extra Life incentives. So if it's not clear, and I do a terrible job at this, this is a charity stream. All bits, all subs, all donations always go to the sick kids over at Boston Children's Hospital. So if at all interested, we have 2 holiday ornaments. If you donate $50, I'll send you the light blue one. And if you donate $100, I'll send you the gold one. And once you do that donation, you also get money in your bank account towards these giveaways. So I think if you do $50, you're going to get, what's 50 times 400? 50 times 400 is 20 tickets, $20,000. So yeah. So if you're at all interested, that's a thing you can do. All right. Give me that. I can't handcraft anything, so. Research. When you Node, JavaScript. Yeah, I'm a JavaScript engineer. But then I wrote a ton.
Where you do wigs, Warn you have wigs. Where you will wigs. Where when you will wigs.
Yeah. What are you, a meat gob? What's going on? So primarily Node. I wrote some Java, a fair amount of PHP, and C#. So I wrote them all. But Node, I would say, is the language because I was able to use it on the front end and on the back end. Also, infrastructure. It's just so fast. I would say later Python became something that was used a lot more for small utilities. Yeah, Davey, Python, when you start doing anything with data platforms, Python is huge. So yeah, so those were the languages. But I would say I haven't written C#, 10, 15 years. All right, we needed 50. Didn't get the 50. Python and R is all, I mean, listen, you can make a great career in engineering just by knowing Python now. It was not, it wasn't that way for a long time. Yeah, pandas, yeah. There's a really good Twitch Python module. There's a really good Node Python module. I'm using it for the bot. So we wrote an AI bot here, and that's all in Node. It's Node Express. I think we're using Mongo Atlas. It's using the Twerple JavaScript package. Twerple is really good if you need to do anything with Twitch. It's got all the authentication modules, all of the content types, all the events kind of all run through it. It's a really good package. Documentation's okay. The documentation could be a bit better, I'll be honest. Do we have 50? Or 59? All right. Now can we make lights? No. I'm going to need a quick wire.
Research completed. Quickwire recipe unlocked. New Caterium research available.
I should just delete these things. I don't need them. I don't need them. We were holding on to them in case something happened and we needed to get them, but we don't. The docs are always lacking. I mean, always is a tough word there, but yeah, usually. How many different speed belts we got over here? All right. Okay. Let's go put all that biomass. Yo, Cedar, what's up, man? So anyways, the whole thing about wigs, Nacho has a plan for you. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you, thank you.
Hello.
Try not to get noticed. You did a poor job with your change and redeem and then the hydrate. But no, what's up, man? How you been? I've encountered more projects with poor documentation than with great documentation, which reminds you, you're not fucking wrong about that. Do you guys remember a couple weeks ago I was playing with we were trying to figure out the thing here, the thing to generate mobs, and I found that Satisfactory mod that came with like a bot, and that engine, the owner of the bot came in here. He was pushing his shit bot so hard, and I didn't have the courage to tell him. I'm like, yeah, no, I'll check it out later. Came in like 2 or 3 times. And I'm like, oh yeah, man. I'm like, if you had some documentation, I could check out. That's all. But don't write anything. Oh, it was so bad. So this is factory number. It was tough to watch. I was trying to be kind, but also I was like not interested. And I'm like, and he told me, he's like, oh, I wrote an AI. And I'm like, yeah, you put an AI bot inside of a Satisfactory mod, which we did not ask for. And and as soon as I had that conversation with him, I revoked my Twitch authentication to his platform. I'm like, I have zero trust in him. Because in order to use the Twitch bot, I had to authenticate through his platform on the Taco user. And I listen, I'm usually pretty trusting, but as soon as that conversation happened, the next thing I did, revoke. I fucking revoked that thing so fast. All right, this is a lot to put a shitty fucking light in this build. Here, constructor, quick wire. Here. Do you even have power? Are you connected to the whole network? No, I'm just burning. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. Nope, I just did the thing I just didn't want to do. Oh, just delete these guys too, honestly. Honestly, just simplify your life. Sometimes, honestly, yeah, I mean, he didn't seem like the type of person who is a strong communicator. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to meet people where they're at. Do you know what I mean? Right? Like, if someone can't communicate, you're not going to be able to communicate something with like that. It's always going to go poorly. But you're right. If somebody has good intentions and good communication, always blunt, always honest, right? That is always the way. And it's never what you say; it's how you say it, right? There had to be a way for me to say like, "Hey, man, you overbuilt this thing. You're pushing something that we really, a strong communicator says cloud cover. Yeah, I mean." I think it's also, there's like a level of trust too, right? Like when you get feedback from somebody you don't trust, the feedback falls right on the floor, and it becomes a point of contention very quickly. So you have to earn trust before you give some feedback. And I had no capability to earn trust. You know what I mean? So that was a dodge. That was a dodge in my book. All right, we got some wire. We should be able to buy the lights now, I think. Yeah, right there. So much. For what? Why am I doing this?
If you sense your productivity slipping when it gets dark, don't worry, this is perfectly natural. Fortunately, Fix-It lights allow you to never experience wasteful darkness ever again.
Have I thought about getting into management? I am. I'm a director of a technology team. I've learned a lot of things the wrong way. Organization streetlight. Now, I didn't want this. We wanted to stick it in the middle. No. No, I've done this so many times. Don't come in here with this bullshit. I have overlapped these lights this way 1,000 times. Since when can't you? There's got to be a way to trick the system. I don't believe you, game. I don't believe you. Alright. I could use the side of the beam. I could use the side of the beam. Fuck it, no. Why not the outer and inner pipes? Why not the outer and inner pipes? So I was hoping to have the light basically shining down and creating a shadow under it. Because of... Oh, did I... No, I didn't fuck myself. So I could easily do that. Right? And I can sink it down inside the pipe, so you don't even see it. But like, look how far out that is, right? I didn't want them out that far. It might look cool though. I don't know. I mean, oh my God, what the fuck was that? Turing complete. Is that the one that Businessman was doing tonight? Yeah, X. I know. I feel it. Where's my nipple? Where's my nipple? Fuck. All right. All right. That's too low. Whispers from the Star. Okay. Well, I can just put it higher. But I was trying to hide because I hate these power poles. They're so gross looking. I mean, let me take this back. They are just repetitive. Just when you put them up there, all you really want is just the thing. Why? Where is my nipple? There's a lot of nipple talk. Yesterday was a lot of ball talk. That's as low as it can go. See, now I gotta hide this shit. Now the other part is that the wire is actually gonna be connected to this part. Honestly, guys, I don't think it's fucking worth it. If anything, you know what I should do? Make my own light. Let's just make our own light. Quartz crystal. We didn't need any of that criterium. Ham radio time. Enjoy your ham radio time, man. Hey, Davey. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the unbelievably long support. I hope you and the family are doing great. Hope Luca's doing great. Are you guys participating in Extra Life Unlocked at all? So in November, I'm going to be hosting the Extra Life Unlocked event. I'm flying out to Utah. Me and a couple other creators are going to be hosting a show. I don't know if you had planned on being there, but I should probably send you a message either way, because I know you do a lot with Seattle. Which one did I need? I need probably both. I love how I wait until after somebody says lurk and then I say all that. I hurt all of. Why do you hurt? What did you do?
Look at these hecking cuties.
That light's too big. Probably not those. First day on the new job? Oh, nice. Was it good? This song is so good. Problem with these things is they don't shoot a lot of light. Who are you to me? Help with my life. Housekeeping is hard work, sure is. How do I fix this? Why can't I half nudge? I got it. I know exactly what to do. Oh my god, Gingy! Yo, Mr. Finance, what's up? Hello, Gingy and friends, welcome in. My name's Taco. Everybody here, that's Gingy. Say hi. Gingy, with our ingot power enthusiasm. Everybody here coming in with Gingy. My name is Mr. Taco. This is a charity stream. We stream for the sick kids over at Boston Children's Hospital. Every bit, every sub, every donation goes to them. Everybody, that's a Gingy. Go hit the follow button. You were playing some Satisfactory tonight, were ya? What were you doing in Satisfactory? Everybody coming in with Gingy, we have a giveaway. We usually try to do a giveaway every quarter. We're doing a giveaway for a Steam Deck. So on December 13th, we're doing this giveaway. Don't need to be here to win, but just by coming in with Gingy, by saying hi, by hitting the follow button, whatever you do, you're going to get money in your bank account, and that can be used to get a ticket into this giveaway. Working through phase 5 in the community survey. Nice. Hi, Gingy. Bye, Gingy. Hey, Omega 7. I'll catch you next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday, you bastard. For those looking for a seat check down front, of course. Good luck. I hope it works out for you. Either way, Gingy, if you need to raid and run, take care of yourself, brothers, please go do that. Everybody, make sure to hit the follow button. All right. We were trying to figure out how to hide that in.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to establish a sheep farm, right? Because at the end of the day, you can take sheep and fuck them.
Now listen. You can't. You absolutely can't. You shouldn't.
Hey Taco.
Yeah.
Bad_dog_games
I have
would
a
like
permit.
a random trivia question.
This just says I can do what I want.
You can do what you want here.
Hey chat, time to get strapped on. The function is open.
All right, Bad Dog would like a trivia question. I got you. This is another way to get some money in your bank account. Here, try answering this question. All right, if your significant other admits to being diagnosed with rhinotelexomania, probably said that completely wrong. They're actually admitting to be unable to A, stop picking their nose, B, breathe through their nose, C, stuff things up their nose, or D, have an orgasm unless you pull their nose. Guys, you have 30 seconds starting now. 30 seconds.
It's so chunky.
I think I hit the ad button. Guys, there's an ad break happening. Fuck. I swear to God, I know what I'm doing. I can't cancel it now. GG's. GG streamer. All right. Now, I know what you guys are all thinking. Like, Taco, this is really nice. It's behind the picture. You can't see it. Correct answer is actually A. Stop picking their nose. Mucho Mas, Nightblades, and Olo. All got that right.
Have a great stream.
Oh,
See
JJ.
y'all later.
JJ, thank you so much for the raid, man. Appreciate you. I typed too early. Well, I also fucked up, but you're right. You typed too early. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. This looks cool. Right? Looks very nice. First, to make Echo feel more at home, we are not going to use orange. But also, we need to put those in here. I guess there's enough room under here. We're going to be able to get it in. Yeah, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Why is this floating, though? Is it just one here? Okay, let's print it. All right, this is gonna go under. We'll call this logistics. Add a subcategory. Call this 9-pipe holder. right, now we should be able to... Stop it. Trying to do this without stopping the flow of water is going to be difficult. Not impossible. Blueprint. 9-pipe holder. Alright, so it's just that. We just snap that in a bunch of times. We don't even have to make this a reality. Then we can delete these here. And that will just go to the next one. Probably should have got this one in first. Is that the right? Yeah, that's the right line. Where's middle? That one's lower. Fucked it. Fucked it. Are the lights even? What do you mean even? On both sides? Oh, probably not, actually. Yeah, they are. No, they aren't. No, they aren't. Thank you. That would have been the bane of my existence. You know what? Whoever said Bad Dog was useless, they got it fucking wrong, man. Got it fucking wrong. I think it's that. Is that right? I think that's right. Pet the fluffy boy? I can't. I don't have anything to pet him with. I have empty hands all the time. All right. Save it. Again. Yeah, obviously you can't jump through it. So, honestly though, it looks dumb having them that close. I might just back them both up and then just re-round the pipe. So I might do that. Looks cool. Check the Hypertube visual because I'd be annoyed using them. Okay. It's a good call. Don't get rid of these yet. Come on, stop it. You can't get up here. Right? You can't get up here? You can't get up here. You don't have the skill part. You're missing the skills needed. Transport hypertube. Now remember, we're gonna rerun. Oh my god, stop it! That's fucking so annoying. Rotor. All right, let's get a couple rotors. You think that like going through the hypertube is going to be annoying? Honestly, to be honest with you, I doubt I would ever use them. I know what you're thinking. It's going to be like the camera shake is going to be like ridiculous when you go through it. How many motors did we make? A couple. I think we're going to unlock something. Awesome. Oh. Love it. Love it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite of all time. Honestly, I don't think I'd ever use them. But you're right. It sucks. It absolutely is terrible. So why even have it? Your point, delete it. I think I'm with you. Okay, delete it. Then why do we have the power in here? Why do we have power in there? We don't need power for anything. Well, the last thing we want to check. Now you need something in that hole. Do I, though? I mean, I could put a belt there, but what's one belt? I would never use it. I think it just stays like that. I think they just stay like that. I just run these out there. Now, you would say, Taco, how are you going to anchor your fork over a giant gap? I don't know. I don't have an answer. I did not think that far in advance. I thought up here, running that all the way down the coastline, grabbing some more water, grabbing some more oil, getting it over here, doing my little L bend over here. No clue. No clue. Maybe what I could do is I could throw something between these two rocks, some sort of horizontal support. Maybe it's on that. Yeah, Panhandle, something like that. The other thing I was thinking, as I said that, is like, oh shit, we do have the new cables. There's a new architecture braided cable package here that we got. There might be something with this. Braided cable clusters. I don't know. Something. We'll figure out something. All right. Let's see if we can unlock a tech tier. I have to unlock it, but I don't need it. Can't use it. Making me angry. How much cable? 1,000 cable? Where the hell's iron sheets? I already forgot. Here? Empty? Why are they empty? Where's all of our iron sheets going? All of our iron sheets went... Yeah, okay. All of our iron sheets went to here. Okay, there was no reason for me to do that. That was ridiculous. That was redonkulous. It does make sense to catch up because we need to make... But we just burned all of... Now this is 6 per minute. 5 per minute. Here. Okay, we're down to 3 per minute used. State we're out of. Okay. Slow this one down too? It is. Alright, we should be making... Now, the problem with the rules is the node randomizer. I don't know if you guys saw in the rules that we're using... When we started up the game, it randomized all of our nodes here. This iron node right here, actually not iron, it is sulfur. This iron node is sulfur, and this iron node right here is actually uranium pure. Which is not super helpful for me trying to get iron off the ground. I have this iron node, which is impure. So it's super slow. This is the best we got. 150 per minute. I've had to do all this with that. It's been a pain in the ass, honest. And the problem that you just saw was because we don't make a lot of iron. I used all my iron to make a couple of reinforced iron plates.
Hey Taco.
Yeah.
The _ city rat redeemed a question for at T4C0.
Oh, what kind of question? Alright, all these are full though. Why are they full? You should set up a miner. Well, we thought of that, right? I tried to put a miner on it by digging out the rock that's on top, and I died doing that. My question is would I pose naked in a nude model art class? Well, I mean, I'm not going to do it for free, right? So, I guess, City Rat, I'm going to ask you to tell me how much I'm getting paid. Free? No, for sure. I kind of like this aesthetic. This is concrete on concrete. That looks pretty good. I like these big triangular pieces here. I don't know how else I would offset those, but $69 an hour? No. I don't think anybody would want to participate in this. Everybody would be angries. All right. So you should have iron. Where's your iron? If these things can't output iron, why can't they output iron? Did I fuck something up? Iron's going up here. Iron's coming across here. This is an output. This is... What is this? This should be iron sheets, which we don't have. Okay. This should be iron in. Yep, it's iron in. Why is there no iron upstairs then? This is a merger balancer. You're full of iron. You're full of iron. Okay. Okay, we gotta figure out why the iron's not going upstairs. Oh, if it's a class of Playboy bunnies? If Nacho's okay with it, then we're down. I still don't see iron moving. There they go. That was weird. Why was it not working? That's why we have no iron sheet. Well, do we have iron sheet in here? We do. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and then cable. Genesis, I'm dry. I ain't got nuts. I'm done. I'm done. All right, cable here. Okay. Go riot. It's fair. Fair response. Punch it, Cheech.
Milestone reached. Fix-It has granted you the power of flight, provided you have a jetpack and the appropriate fuels. The jetpack refuels automatically while you are standing on a surface, and different fuel types will affect the jetpack's functionality. With this increased versatility, you will no doubt achieve efficiency levels previously unheard of.
Let's see. Oh, banger song. All right, guys. As always, thank you for coming by. Sunday's not usually a stream night for us. Give you abilities back. We haven't figured that out, Echo. We haven't figured that out yet. All right, guys. Thank you as always for coming by and hanging out. I appreciate the shit out of you. Echo, thank you for the huge raid. As always, you guys are amazing. Thank you for all the donations. Thank you for helping me support sick kids. We're gonna go right over to Business Memo. Business Memo is doing something a little bit unique tonight, but I'm always a fan of rating the person, not rating the game. If you guys don't know Business Memo, he's an absolute gem of a human. He's playing some Whispers from the Star game, which is like an AI-based game. It's not going to be for everybody. If you need to peace out, that's totally fine. Just want to say a couple more things. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Okay? There's an absolute need in this world these days for kindness. Okay? It's sorely lacking. Okay? But you could be the kindness. Okay? Find somebody in need. Find somebody that needs a help. Find somebody that needs a friend. Just go give them a hug. Go say, hey, how you doing? Okay? Be the light in somebody else's life. It will add a lot of light to yours. Okay? Appreciate you all madly. I will see you on Tuesday.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to try to establish a sheep farm.
Yeah.
Right? Because at the end of the day, You can take sheep and fuck them.
Bad Dog, I understand. You're a little upset. I'll just take care of you. I got you. I know what you were looking for. Enjoy your time out. Guys, thank you. We're going to raid over to Memo. Here are your raid calls for tonight. Raid to Business Memo. Top one here with the Dancing Taco if you're a subscriber. One below this with the raid flags if you're not. Either way, have yourself an amazing Monday. I will see you on Tuesday. Stay out of trouble. Okay? We'll see you on the next one. Toodles!